Hey, Chef Anthony here at Don's Appliances. I'm just going over the JennAir 48-inch range. So this is the Rise model. It's gonna be the all-gas version, and kind of gonna go over the features, touch on some of the benefits of cooking on a massive 48-inch range like that. I'm gonna start with the cooktop right here. So the heavy grates, and the good part about this is they're all individual, so they're kind of easy to clean. You can kind of pick them up. And we talk about the bottom here, so that's like a nice enamel surface. This is an all sealed system, so this can kind of come out with like a nice little vinegar, kind of get nice and clean. So, I mean, great pieces. This can soak as well. So we're gonna turn on some burners and really see that. So that is on high right there. And these are dual stack burners, so if I go down too low, like it is now, still heating on both. If I go in, and I can get the extra low simmer right here. So see how that is just on that bottom plate? Very nicely done. So on the demo right here, so this is the first stack, this is the second stack, okay? You see the two differences? When we go on high, the gas goes from all of them. Now, when we go down to low, it's just gonna simmer that bottom plate. The extra low is super beneficial for items like putting a tea kettle on to keep warm, chicken noodle soup, chili, tempering chocolate, things like that that are finicky that you worry about scorching. Even like an Alfredo sauce or any cream-based things, really keep it at that constant low temperature. And the best part is, you know, it won't really rise up from, you know, let's say 150 degrees or whatever it is, you know, kind of ensures that you won't scorch the bottom of that pan. This is great if you're actually doing a new recipe or things like that too for the first time, or if you're just melting butter, you know, if you want to do a bigger piece. It's super ideal that these burners have the dual stack, so you can really get that high heat and kind of pan sear, but you can also keep it nice and low to finish as well. You're gonna see that on this model on all 6 burners. You know, these primarily ones being your high powered, the one in the middle here will be your low center burner just because, you know, of the size. So think about your smaller stock pot, things like that on here, but the bigger pans and the frying pans kind of, you know, this is where they live. Let's cruise all the way to the right and look at that very shiny, very new griddle right there. So that's JennAir's chrome infused griddle. It's been out for a while. It's great. This, when we light it over here, you know, we pop it in and we're gonna turn it on, and it gives us that incandescent light right there to tell us we're preheating. And once, you know, it can actually go all the way up to high. So it's over 450, so high is probably around 500. But it's a good indicator. Once this light shuts off, you know we're at the right temperature. So that's a good guide for you, and the ready light will click on. But this is an electric item, so it will really heat, and it is, you know, shiny to the touch as well. So this will really be shiny even after we're done. So there's a quick cleaning video on that, just a little water and a scrubby. But this is ideal for, you know, anything you want to pan sear. I talked about pan searing about a minute ago. This is kind of the best way to, you know, make 6 grilled cheese, make 4 hamburgers, you know, do a stir fry, things like that. Ideally breakfast, potatoes, you know, I make omelets on here too. Think about anything you really want to pan sear, but I do tell customers though, if you're gonna use this, invest in the whole meal. So with that being said, if we're gonna do salmon, you know, pan sear your salmon and cook it, you know, outright. Then put your potatoes down, or put your asparagus down, or make a fried rice. I mean, you can even think about cleaning this down, doing a bananas Foster dessert, or, you know, something fun. This griddle, you know, can go from 500 all the way to 150 degrees. So it's really a useful tool, and it's about 15 inches, so it really has enough leeway to kind of cook for the whole family, cook for a crowd, and have some fun with it. So, you know, don't underestimate your griddle on these 48s. It really helps out, because if you're not pan searing on your pans and you're using your griddle, it really opens up all 6 of those burners for everything else. You know, so think about everything you're gonna sear and cook here, whether it's tenderloin, steaks, you know, chicken, any of that sort. You know, if it's not on your pans, it really keeps, you know, your burners wide open for an array of cooking, okay? Talk about the back guard right here. These are the ventings for all the electronics for the oven. So this isn't really a vent for any exhaust or anything like that. A lot of customers ask me that. So this is just really gonna cool all the electronics in the front boards, all right? Nice piece. We're gonna get down and dirty and talk about the oven. So this is a 48, so we have the smaller oven right here, you know, 36 and 12, but you know, this is a powerful convection oven too, so we can really, you know, kind of do everything in here. And you know, first off, a lot of customers say, oh, this oven's so small, but I always say this oven's so powerful because it's gonna heat up in a third of the time. We have convection cooking in it, we have roast probe cooking, we have great racks in here. So, you know, think about your Pyrex pans, think about your cakes, pies. You can really make all the stuff in here and heat it up in a third of the time. So you can really cook for that 2, 4, or 6. Or I tell a lot of customers, if we're using that griddle, you know, pan sear it on the griddle, finish it in here, use this as a holding drawer, you know, kind of keep this at 250 degrees, 300, you know, and keep rolling through your meal, and you can cook for a huge crowd. 48-inch range is massive anyway, so, you know, with all of these cooking tools, you know, we have a lot of things. So I'm gonna actually talk about the oven right here. So this is really kind of the oven light. This is kind of how to turn it on. So we're gonna go, you know, convection roast, you know, convection pastry, convection poultry. The Wi-Fi enable will run with your smart device or tablet, so you can put it on Wi-Fi and set it and really manually monitor it from your phone, or you know, type in the exact temperature and the exact cooking process. So we can really use the culinary center in both of these ovens. So think about that as well. You know, if you're a tech person, or you really, you know, you use the culinary center in your wall ovens, or you're familiar with it, you know, you can download the app and really stream it through. So it really helps out in the cooking process. So let's go, let's just go to convection roast. We're gonna go, you know, 400 degrees. Now you see how it's backlit in blue like that. Now the start light will blink. We'll just push that start light in, close the door, and we're ready to rock and roll. Okay, see how nice that is? I just heard the oven click. This range right here is an all gas range. You know, it does come in a dual fuel. The dual fuel meaning the gas top in the electric oven. So, you know, depending on what your consumer likes, this is the Rise model. It does come in the Noir as well, and it'll have the accents here. So the other big oven, you know, we're dealing with, you know, we're gonna still talk about the same power and performance, just in a bigger cavity. You know, we get those very nice glide racks here. So flat tines as well. They can hold about 35 to 40 pounds in weight. This though, you do see first and foremost, the great lighting in here and the twin fan convection. So being that this oven is super powerful, you know, it's a Superman oven, but it has a great cavity. Twin fan is just so precise on this. So think about one fan is good, twice is better. So now we have two fans turning and really pushing that air out, so it's really more exact from rack to rack. So best performance in here. So, and this is really where you're gonna do Thanksgiving turkey, hams, roast, things like that. Or, you know, you're cooking that holiday meal or that special birthday and you need that big oven space. This is really what's gonna do it for you. And it's gonna go in the same one. So, you know, bake, you know, we could do broil, convection pastry, convection roast. We'll do that again, you know, heat it up. Great backlighting again. Press that start button and it's just that easy. It gives us that beep because we don't have the oven door open. So now we close that and we're back into preheat mode. So in that amount of time, I really want to touch on this. So look at this one. So now it's on. Now our griddle's ready because the light's on, so we know we're at the perfect temperature. You know, now we could really pan sear, go have some fun with this range, okay? Stainless steel cleaner on this range too. I mean, this is a lot of metal right here, so go with the grain. You see how this grain's running, so you really want to go left to right with that and clean that stainless. I really touch on that too. And when we open these oven doors, this is the venting in the door for cleanability purposes. We don't want to get any liquid in here, so it'll streak through the glasses. We want to make sure this stays nice and dry. This has a nice slick finish on it. We like to clean this with a magic eraser or, you know, some vinegar, water mixture, like a 2-to-1 solution. It really helps cut the grease out and, you know, kind of really gets it streak free. So think about that. A couple quick cleaning tips on here, but, you know, there is a ton on a 48-inch range to cook, a ton of options. And, you know, this is just a sleek, smart model. Hope this helps you out cook some massive meals on your 48-inch range. Hope you enjoy this video. Thank you.